Welcome back to Channel M Today. It's 5:20, and tonight is a big night for a certain type of insect.
That's right, it's National Moth Night, meaning people all over the country will be spending the evening searching for moths, counting them and trying to identify different species.
Some people.
Not me.
Yeah, I can think of one that won't be, and not everyone's a fan, of course, but what do Greater Mancunians think?
I quite like moths. Did you know that in French, moths are called papillons de la nuit, which means butterflies of the night?
They're disgusting creatures.
I don't like them flying around on me, but no, they're beautiful creatures.
It's a bit annoying if they eat your clothes, but apart from that, I quite like them. Except they're a bit dusty, they leave dust on stuff. That's a bit gross. Apart from that, don't really mind them.
I don't have any problem with moths at all. As far as I'm concerned, moths are moths. They're all God's creatures. Live and let live.
Let them fly away. Have a free life. They're not there for long anyway, are they? Bless them.
Well, here with us now is Shane Farrell from Manchester, who's involved in one of the events going on later. Why is it Moth Night tonight?
Well, National Moth Night is an annual event where, as you said earlier, people from all over the country gather information on moths. There are two main purposes, really. One is to gather information on moths and the distribution on a specific night, so the whole of the UK actually put the information together, pool the information, and we can get information about the...
It's like a moth census.
It is, absolutely. It's a distribution analysis, really, I suppose. Sounding geeky there.
And is there a good night to count moths or a bad night to count moths?
Well, generally speaking, the summer months are the busiest for the moths, as you'd imagine. A warm, muggy evening with a southerly breeze is the best evening of all. That obviously isn't going to be the case tonight, looking at your weather earlier, but we have to fix the date, and it's really set for tonight and tomorrow night as two separate events. Why
is it important that we keep an eye on moths?
Well, moths themselves, most people might not be aware, but there are many, many more species of moth than butterfly. Roughly 2,500 species in the UK, all of which grow through the caterpillar stage. Caterpillars feed birds and other animals, and obviously the food chain really relies on that as a means of development. So really, moths are a very important part of the food chain for the whole of the environment.
I'm slightly distracted.
That one there is doing good moth acting.
Indeed.
Now, my mother, God rest her soul, would not able to be in the same studio as a moth flapping about like that. I think she would be fine if it was... Oh, no, of course.
It's got stage fright now.
No, it's gone.
It's like, I'm not doing it. They're not paying me enough.
Absolutely.
I'm only teasing. See, Nigel's allowed to.
He's an expert. He can do that.
He can bang it. What's the state of the moth? Because we're here, don't we, that the state of the bee is not good. What's the state of the moth generally in Britain?
Well, generally speaking, moth numbers have declined. There have been winners and losers. There have been species that have increased and moved into the country over the last 20, 30 years. But the general trend has been a downward trend in both numbers and species throughout a lot of the UK.
Is there anything we can do, habitat-wise, to help them?
The main problems really are on a larger scale than we can affect in our garden, for example. But if you take the UK as a whole, the garden is a very important environment. So if you can grow both nectar-producing plants, such as buddleia is the classic example, honeysuckle and that sort of thing. Moths are very keen on that in the adult stage, which you can see here. But more importantly, really, if you can actually grow food plants of the caterpillars, because the caterpillars are the main important
gardeners don't like caterpillars, don't
Indeed.
they?
You have to accept that some of them will get eaten by caterpillars if you grow food plants that the caterpillars like. But
just very quickly, Moth Night tonight.
Sure.
Obviously, if you're not used to catching moths and it isn't what you do, you shouldn't just go around catching moths. You've got to kind of know what you're doing.
Poking them.
Not necessarily, to be honest. National Moth Night is really all-inclusive. It's an event that anybody can take part in. You can literally just leave your bathroom window open with a light on. You can go into the garden with a lamp. You can do whatever you like. Or you can attend...
She's so not going to do that. She's just so not going to do that.
You can attend organised events.
Yeah.
There are organised events throughout Cheshire, throughout Greater Manchester, throughout the whole country. So if you look at the website, which is nationalmothnight.info, you will be able to see the event that's nearest to you. Right.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. I shan't be participating. I'll be
nice
having a
to
bottle
meet you.
of
I'm
wine.
not sure that Jemma enjoyed it very much, but very nice of you to come in. Thank you very much indeed. This is Channel M Today. Ian now has all your latest sports.